Okay, so I have a list here of a few hot takes, and yeah, I think we should start light and then get into the more controversial ones. So, my first, and excuse me, I know my eye is red. I don't even know how it got like that, but alas, my first hot take is that I don't like ice cream. Not super jaw-dropping. A lot of people will be like, what? But I genuinely, I'm not a super, I don't really like sweets in general. But something about ice cream, like, I don't know if it's because my teeth are sensitive and it's cold, so it's kind of uncomfortable to eat, but yeah, like when everyone is like, oh, I want to eat a brownie. Oh my gosh, that'd be so good with vanilla ice cream on top. I'm like, I'll just take the brownie. I don't like sweets in general, really. I love like a good rich, like cookie cake, or like, I'm very picky with my sweets, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I don't love ice cream. I do like chocolate ice cream on occasion. I do love a good banana split when it has like a bunch of other things added. But if you're like, hey, oh, I do like, some of the best ice cream I ever had was at Hilton Head when I went to Hilton Head. But like, in general, I'm not like, ooh, I'm craving ice cream. Like, I don't keep ice cream in my fridge at home. Like, it's just not my jam. So that's number one. And then, let's see. Number two is controversial. I don't see why people like designer bags. I don't see the point of like the designer trend, even like everyone being like obsessed with Lululemon and like wearing it just because it's Lululemon. Like, I've never really understood that. I was like that in middle school, obviously, because you get like bullied in middle school if you don't wear Abercrombie and American Eagle. But when I was in middle school, those were the brands, Hollister. But like, as an adult, I'm just like, I don't care about clothes in general, though. I think if, yeah, like I don't. Now I do see the point of buying nice quality clothes, and then maybe paying more for better clothes, like not feeding into fast fashion and stuff like that. I do see the point of that, like buying really high quality items that are gonna last a long time, being more sustainable, and being, just more conscious with your purchases. But there are a lot of designer brands out there where their quality is just not like that great, and to me, like, it just puts a target on you. Like, you're gonna go out with your, designer bag and potentially be like a target. Like, I don't know. It's just not. It's not something that I value, I guess, and that's okay. And I don't judge anybody who does, but I just personally, it's not something that I can like be like, oh yeah, I get that. I don't really get it. So that's another one. That's another hot take. 3. I am scared of people who don't recycle. Now, if you live in a place where you don't have the option to recycle, I get it, okay? I'm not coming for you, I'm not judging you. But if you, like in my last apartment, they didn't recycle there. They didn't have a recycling trash can. They just had, like one bin that you would throw everything in. Even then, I started to, take my recycling to my fiance's house, my then boyfriend's house, and recycle at his house. But, if you don't, like, have somebody that you know that recycles, there are programs that you can, like, do recycling at, or at least, like, donations, like, not just throwing everything everywhere, right in the landfill. Like, definitely try it. But I'm specifically thinking of the people who live in, like, a regular house where they have, like, a regular trash thing, and they don't even have a recycle bin like that. I'm just like, do you just like I think some people, it just genuinely doesn't matter to them. No, if they don't know, they're not educated, okay? But I feel like in this day and age, it's kind of hard not to know that. But if they don't, like, I understand. But if you have access to recycling for free, like our recycle bin was free. You know, we have our trash bin and we have our recycle bin. It was free. So why, like, at least in my area where it is free to recycle, why not, I guess? Like, what is the harm? If you live in a place where it's, like, easy to recycle and you don't, then I am scared because I'm like, do you even care? Sorry, I got a text. Do you even care about the earth you're living on? People who don't even acknowledge, like, climate change or sustainability and all that just scare me a little bit. So yeah, that's my third hot take. Again, not coming for anybody that doesn't have access to it. I get it. I think especially for, like, businesses too. Like, you guys are using paper all day long. You're not recycling. And I'm not saying recycling is, like, oh my gosh, the best thing ever. Like, I've heard the controversy that, it just goes all to the same place, but it's more about the fact that, like, you don't even try. So, that's another one. Number 4, I don't like sad or soft music a ton. I don't like to listen to music and get in my feels. I don't like sad music. I run from it like the plague because I'm a sad girl. Like, I'm not a sad girl, but, like, I feel a lot of things a lot. Like, I don't need music to draw that out of me. And I'm not someone who, like, runs from my problems in general. But, like, no, I do not want to, on the way to work or on the way home, listen to a sad song and just, like, be sad. It's thunder or a plane. So yeah, that's probably a hot take. I know a lot of people love to do that. My mom loves to do that, but me, no ma'am. That's really it. I don't really care for, like, pop music either, unfortunately. Next, I don't like anything. I don't like, I forget the word, but, like, I don't like anything that's cartooned, like, graphic television. It's just not my thing. Even as a kid, like, I've always been like this. I did not care for cartoons. Like, I wanted to watch Barney. I did love Beauty and the Beast. I will was like age 5 or 6, I was like Barney. I was obsessed with Britney Spears. I would watch music videos, but I've never really liked graphic television like that. Just in general, I've always been that way. Oh, it's raining. I always prefer like the live version of it. Like, I do love Lion King as well, but I loved like the live version of Lion King, and I loved the what's the I loved the live version of The Last Airbender, but I don't like cartoon slash graphic television. I can't get into anime for that reason. It's just not my vibe. Like, I just don't. I've never been able to like get into it, and I don't watch TV a lot, honestly. Anyways, but for some reason, like everyone is saying, they should make ACOTAR like graphic television, and I'm like, please no, please no. So that is the next one, and let's see. The next one is controversial. White Air Forces are so out. Okay? They're so out. And I don't mean out in the sense of like there's a time and a place for a white Air Force, right? Like, there is. But they don't go with everything, in my opinion. There are just so many other shoe options that could look better than white Air Forces with everything. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love you. But it's just not. They're out. They're out. They just don't go with everything. They don't. They do not go with everything. I think that they look really good with like a flare jean or like a more sporty look, but I don't think they, or like, you know what I mean? But I don't think they go with, yeah, they just don't go with everything. I think there's a time and a place for them, but every place is not the place. I don't know. My next hot take is that dogs are my least favorite animal. Let me explain myself. I know this is controversial. Let me explain myself, please. I love dogs. I love all animals. I am an animal person. If there was a dog on the side of the street that needed me, I would be there. If I would help it recover, I would adopt it, anything. Like, I love animals, but they're my least favorite, and I feel bad for them. Dogs were bred to be human servants, pretty much. They were bred to like need humans so much, and like man's best friend, and I think that has like I think that there are a lot of dog owners who own dogs that don't understand dogs. Like, dogs, for the most part, have a lot of needs, emotionally, physically, and I think a lot of pet owners may or may not understand that, and so the dog ends up in the house barking all day, and I don't think it's fair to the entire block for everyone to have to hear your dog bark all day. That's just my opinion. I think maybe my issue isn't as much with dogs as it is irresponsible pet owners. I think that if you have a dog, you should take the time to train it. I think that's the high maintenance of them and having a bunch of dogs that like their needs maybe aren't being met can create like an annoying dog. I'm sorry. I don't want to come over actually and your dog jump all over me. I love him. I want to pet him, but he should have manners. The same way that no one would like it if my cat came and started like swatting their ankles, you know? No, I don't think I should be sitting in my house trying to sleep at night and all I can hear is your dog barking. I don't think anybody should have to be submitted to that, you know? And there's gonna be people who are like, oh, you should live on a farm alone if you don't want to hear noises. And it's like, no, I don't care about general noises. You hear the cars, like, I don't care. I don't care about a dog barking here and there. But if your dog is being disruptive because it's alone all day and you're not there and everybody else has to hear it, like, geez, it's really raining. That's what I mean. So I love dogs. I love all animals so very much. I would never turn down a dog that needed love. But I would probably own a dog, but I would need to know that I have a lot of time and energy to invest into it because they need it. They have a lot of needs. They were bred to be that way, and to be trained differently depending on the breed, and I think it's necessary to take that into consideration when you have a dog. I hope that makes sense. Love ya. Don't hate me. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. This next one is also really controversial. It's raining really loud. This next one is very controversial. I don't think it should matter whether you have a boy or a girl first when having children. Everybody can have their preferences, sure, but I don't think it should matter whether you have a son first so that he can protect and be the protector and the guider. I just don't agree with that. I've had arguments, debates with family about that. I was an older sister to another girl, to a sister, and if my sister had been a girl or a boy, I would have stood 10 toes down for her. Oh my gosh. If I had had a sister or a brother, I would have like beat somebody up for them regardless. I don't think it takes a boy to do that. Now, of course, people are like, oh, well, the boy gets stronger. Says who? I would have taken on a girl. I did have taken on grown men for my family, for my siblings, for myself. Like, don't get it twisted, okay? I see what people are saying when they say that, but I think at the end of the day, a healthy baby is all that matters. I think we place too much importance on gender roles. I think that a girl can be just as feisty as a man. Of course, there are existing gender roles that complicate that, like women's safety and stuff like that. So I get that. But I don't think we should feed into that. But I think wishing you have one gender over another, one sex over another, just kind of feeds into that. So, yeah. I hope that makes sense. I would like to have a girl and I'd like to have a boy just to experience both. If I'm blessed, I think there's a lot of women out there who would love a baby in general. So, for you to be upset about the gender and it not being what you want, I think is hasn't stormed like that in a minute. I do not respect disrespectful elders. For instance, again, let me explain. I respect everybody. I respect people my age. I respect people younger than me. I respect children. I respect babies. I respect adults. I respect elders equally. I do not think that because you are older than me that you now have authority over me. I have a really bad authority trigger in general. Like, I'm a grown woman. I respect advice and I respect wisdom from elders. But if you're disrespecting me, it's a fair game, in my opinion. And I don't mean if it's like an 85-year-old who's just like grouchy, right? Like, I mean, like, for instance, the other day, I had a woman who is considered family to me. There's a lot of family stuff going on right now, and she's 58 years old, and she was going around asking everybody something about me instead of talking to me. So I kindly requested that she call me and said, hey, I think there's some confusion about what some of my actions are. Please call me directly, or please have her call me directly, because I didn't have her contact information. And so she did. She already messed with the boundary a little bit before I even called. She called me and I said, hey, I'm at work. I will call you when I get off. And she texted back, okay. And then she continued to call me 3 more times. And I already said, I'm at work. So that was like already like, okay, girl. And then I get on the phone with her and I'm like, hey, I heard that you're thinking this, and this about, what's going on with my family, and my actions. Like, I'm happy to explain what my actions are. I said, I don't think I have to explain myself to you, though, because I don't know you from a can of paint. But if it, makes you feel better, like, I will explain. And so she basically was like, she was already like cutting me off a lot in the conversation, and I would be like, no, I would never do this, I would never do that, this is what was happening, this is the context. And she was already cutting me off, so I had to be like, hey, I'm happy to like clarify for you, but like, please don't cut me off, like, let's keep this civilized. And it continued to get heated because she kept asking me why I did this one specific action, and I was like, I don't have an answer for you. Like, this is a very stressful situation. There was a lot of like build up to that, and quite frankly, like, it doesn't matter. Like, what is it to you? Like, I just didn't do it. Like, I didn't feel like doing it, and I didn't have to. And she's like, well, why would you do that? And I'm like, because there's a lot going on. This situation is very complex. Like, I'm not perfect. And she's like, well, I need to know why you would do that too. I love this person so much, and da-da-da. And I was like, okay. I forget. Oh, and she said, this is not just, I said, well, keep in mind, the person that you're hearing this from is not well right now, so it could be exaggerated a little bit. I know that sounds crazy, but like, just keep that in mind. Like, what you're hearing is not word for word exactly what happened. She was just venting to you in her time of need, in her sadness, and for you to like take that, manipulate that is kind of unfair, and you're kind of making her in a bad spot by exacerbating ex, like we make mistakes and we move on, like we forgive, we move on, but we both make mistakes in the relationship sometimes. And I was accountable, I was sorry, but like, I honestly don't think that like what I did was that wrong. And it's none of your business. Point blank, period. It wasn't any of your concern. I don't even know you. Period. I don't even know you. And she calls me the B word and hangs up on me. And after that, I blocked her. I blocked the person that was kind of mediating between the two of us, trying to plan something. And then a couple of days later, I had to see her. And I was sitting in the room, and then I was finally just like, you know what? I don't want to sit in the room with this person that just called me out of my name for no reason. I don't even know her. So I just walked out. I didn't care. I just walked out. And she came out and tried to apologize to me. And she was like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to disrespect you. But, you know, I'm 58 years old and I felt like you were talking to me like a child. And I was like, okay. And she was like, yeah, I felt like you were talking to me like a child. Like, I was just, you know, I love so-and-so. I was trying to make sure she was okay. And I was like, well, you didn't go about it, like, the right way. If anything, you made things worse. You could have made things worse for her. Yada, yada, yada. And so she started to get angry that I didn't immediately accept her apology. And so someone else comes out and is like trying to mediate. She was like, I tried to say sorry to her. And I was like, well, I don't accept. And I was like, I don't accept your apology. Oh, that's not what I said. She got mad because she said, I'm 58 and I felt like you were talking to me like I was a child. And I said, well, if you're 58, you should know how to talk to people by now. You've had a lot of time to learn how to talk to people by now. And that set her off, and I stand 10 toes down on what I said. Like, if you're so old, why are you talking to me like that? Why are you minding business that's not your own? Why are you cutting me off? Why are you raising your voice? And why are you calling people out of their name? Those are not adult behaviors. And that was that. So yeah, I do not, again, everybody gets the same level of respect. You don't just get more because you're an elder. I have a level of respect that I give to everybody. I don't call people out of their name. I try not to cut people off. I am not always the best, but I usually catch myself and I'm like, oh, sorry, go ahead. I don't raise my voice at people. I keep it very civil. And yeah, that's the respect I have for everybody, though. I don't just cuss out people my age and then, you know, bow to my elders. Everybody gets the same level of treatment. And if you disrespect me, you still get that same treatment. But no, it's not okay. I don't forgive you. Like, goodbye. Goodbye. So yeah. That's it. I, of course, love and respect, like, my grandma so very much. She's the oldest elder that I have. And I do respect my elders. I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying they don't get more out of me when they're being disrespectful than somebody else would. everybody has days and everybody takes things, like, sometimes, right? But I'm specifically talking about those people who are lovey-dovey, but then they come into work and it's just off. Like, now everybody's gonna have a bad day because you can't emotionally regulate. And everybody's entitled to feel that. I'm not saying that. Like, nobody should have to be like, woohoo, when they're not feeling well. But there's a certain energy attached to that that's just like, if you're angry, like, everybody's gonna be angry now. I think you should be able to, like, compartmentalize. And that is a trait that has to be learned. So I understand, but like, if you like snap on me and like cuss me out or something because you're having a bad day, and then the next day again, like I just said, like, and you're like, sorry, I was having a bad day, I'm like, okay,